PhD student at the Exertion Games Lab, Monash University, Australia, and today I'll be starting with the Auto-Paizo Games presentation, who have written this along with all of my wonderful co-authors. So, have you ever imagined playing games like rock, paper, scissors against your own body? Have you?
No.
All right. What I'd like you to do is choose your partner next to you and try and play rock, paper, scissors with them, just 3 rounds, and then try and play rock, paper, scissors against your own self.
I'm playing against you and him at the same time. Let's do this. Come on, give me first. I won. I'm one this. I'm like, you guys won. Oh, we're all one. Let's go.
With each other. Alright. Alright. Do you feel odd? I certainly did, because this idea came while I was resting my hand wearing a device called Electrical Muscle Stimulation on a lazy afternoon during COVID when I had nothing better to do. It certainly did feel odd initially because we are mostly in control of our own body. And to do this, but then how do you actually play rock, paper, scissors against your own body? I'm going to remove my coat now. 1 second. All right. There you go. That's how you essentially do it. Playing rock, paper, scissors against your own body, where you place the sensor on one hand. Oh, sorry. Where you place the sensor on one hand using a phone, the accelerometer, but then you place the actuator on the other hand. So essentially, what I call this is body actuated play. Sorry, let me just connect this. Legs out, which is broken. Sorry. No, that's okay. This is a very atypical presentation. I'm very sorry. So, essentially, what you do is place the actuators on one hand, and the EMS is calibrated such that it can create the gestures, and the accelerometer on the other hand, when you play with this hand, moves the hand involuntarily on the other hand. So I'm just going to show you a short video right now. You can sit back and enjoy.
And control over the body for play. The game Elements is similar to rock, paper, scissors, in which the player tries to beat the hand sign made by the computer. The game Numbers is math-based, where the player and the computer reveal a number simultaneously, and their sum determines who won, depending on whether it is odd or even. With Something If You Can, the hands do not act parallel, but interfere with one another, as the player aims to slap the hand controlled by the computer playfully. Successfully hitting or dodging the hit determines the winner.
You're playing against yourself, but not really. So it's almost like you're playing against a possessed body part. It gives your body part a second brain, almost like what I imagine an octopus would be like, with every arm having its own brain. Well, we're not octopuses, so we have to rely on technology to experience this sensation.
You're reacting to your body, and your body surprises you, and you react to that. And I think there's something a little bit childish and fun about that. The hand is very innocent; it doesn't judge you. It plays the game. Through our research, we learned how computers that can take control over our bodies could be an excellent resource to play, but only if designed right. While we also discovered how our Auto-Paizo approach could also facilitate bodily awareness. This bodily awareness is important for our health and well-being, and possibly advancing training and rehabilitation ultimately enhancing our understanding of taking and giving control over our bodies.
Beautiful. So, what did I do with this? So, what I did with this is essentially studied it with 12 participants, and the study essentially had 3 different phases. The first phase is a pre-study, the second phase is a field study, which happened over 7 days, and the third phase is a post-study where I conducted interviews. And essentially, I'm not going to go deeply into the numbers, but elements over the 7 days, numbers, slap me if you can, were played 179, 157, and 101 times respectively, which actually shows that elements had the highest engagement patterns, and you can read more about the patterns in the paper specifically. But we also sort of identified 4 different themes. I don't want you to read all of them right now, but I'm only going to go through one particular sub-theme, which is learning to adapt the body to turn it into a playful material. Right? And essentially, in this particular sub-theme, we particularly speak about how participants want or learned to relax their muscles to allow the computer to work better, so that it could actuate their hands better, so that they could play against their own body better. And I thought that was super interesting. And what was more interesting though is as participants learned to engage with this computer controlled body, what they wanted to do was, rather than play with it, watch it just actuate their body more. In fact, some of the times they forgot that they had to play with the other hand, and rather they were just watching their other hand move automatically. And so, considering this particular finding, what we and this particular finding has a backstory, which is participants could sort of anticipate because of a limitation that EMS has inherently in it, because when the EMS actuates a particular gesture, it takes at least a second for it to get realized on the body, and participants actually use this second in order to create meta gameplay for themselves. So what we suggested in the paper is that when designing bodily games using the body as a play material approach, you do not necessarily need to think of limitations of technology as a bad thing, but you could actually leverage that to sort of create meta gameplay for the participants. So with that, I sort of end the presentation for Auto-Paizo games, but I also sort of don't leave you with a take-home message, but I sort of leave you with a take-home question. So we as game designers are very good at creating alternative agencies. As for example, if you think of Braid, right? We sort of reversed the mechanic of physics, and we sort of do that with bodily games as well. And so now with this particular case study, if we know that we can assign each body part a different agency, what kind of play experiences can we create in the future? I think that's a very intriguing question for me and for others interested in designing bodily games. And with that, there was